Oh, hi there. And this is really to test out my philosophy and see if it works when I make videos as well. Because I'm really just uh, just going with the flow, you know. But I really do want to thank you for sticking by me, despite all my rantings and ravings about problems and God knows what over the last few weeks. I don't know. There's been a bit of a troubled time. People seem to have problems and they seem to be blaming me for them. So it hasn't been very good for me, and it hasn't been very good for them either, because they're the ones with the problems. I've just taken it in my stride the best I can and said, I understand you've got problems, but I don't want really. I can't do anything about them, and you can't blame me for them. So that's what I've done. But really, when it comes down to it, you have stuck by me, and that is why I'm so grateful to you. I mean that. You have been more than just a friend. You have been a lifesaver, you know. And some people have saved my life on other occasions, and those people are very special as well. But you have been very special, and by being a friend on Facebook, you have been more than what you needed to be. For that reason, I love you, and I will always respect you immensely. But the reason I am so happy these days is because of the wonder and mystery I find when I meet people. And that is because I look at the worst that can happen. I look at the worst that can happen and I say to myself, what's the worst that can happen? He's not going to attack me. That's not the worst that can happen. And even if it did, I would there's nothing I can do about it, because he would be attacking me. I wouldn't be attacking him, but he would be attacking me. Or she would. I don't know. It's irrelevant anyway. The worst that could happen would be they would speak to you. And when you understand that is actually a good thing, it's actually something wonderful when people speak to you, because it's actually a communication. And when you see that communication of any kind can be made into something really good and worthwhile, it all comes down to the art of music, really. What you learn from music is how you communicate when you speak to somebody, or when you listen to somebody. You can listen in the same way as you listen to music. You can say, well, and it's the other way around as well. When you listen to people speak, you can hear how you would listen to music. So there's very good ways of combining the two, music and speech. So you look at the worst that can happen, and you say, well, that's speaking to me. That's the worst that can happen. And then you say, well, that's not actually a bad thing. So you can really use that as the foundations for your starting point when you meet someone. And you can say, I love to meet people because that's the worst that can happen. They will speak to you. You won't get any worse than that. And you could do anything there. You can walk up to someone in the street and wave at them and make silly faces, and all they'll do is speak to you. And you can go, well, that's great. I really love it for that reason. I love people speaking to me, and it doesn't matter what I do, because that's the worst that can happen. They will speak to me. So it really is that good. And it applies to everything, a job interview, anything. The worst that can happen is they'll speak to you. And that really isn't bad, it's good. It really is good, because it's communication, and communication is music. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, I've said enough, and I love you and leave you because I love you. And obviously because you're my friend. You stuck by me, you're a friend on Facebook, and you're really lovely. And for that reason, you get the bonus of a true friend. Yeah. Okay, I'll love you and leave you, and catch you later. Right, have a good one. Bye.